Welcome. This is Zangler, the Tesla Semi advocate, bringing you a somewhat unusual, odd drone flight from November 10th, 2025, the day before Veterans Day. On my way to the factory, I saw a camouflage green wrapped Tesla Semi with shark's teeth in front, akin to a P-40 Thunderbolt fighter, and got one abbreviated picture that I will put at the end of this. Completely choked on that, didn't get very many images, and if I would have honked the horn on my Tesla Model S, the Sentry mode would have backed up 5 minutes and got some lovely footage of it, but I didn't do that. So I took off. In the last video, we saw a Tesla Semi flatbed pulled up next to all of this crating material, and I speculated that it was going to be used to haul that off. And here we have proof. And I decided, because I wanted to follow this Tesla Semi, you know, like a kid who sees a squirrel, I decided to follow the squirrel instead of sticking with the plan, which is to circumnavigate the factory. Now, normally that wouldn't be a problem, but as you'll find out later in the video, there was a couple of issues that prevented me from getting a full circumnavigation and a quality video of the Giga Semi factory, officially known as SFNV, Semi Factory, Nevada. So I followed this Tesla Semi at somewhat close range. I've got it on pretty good zoom, but it basically went from left to right, from west to east along the northern edge of the building, and where I first spotted it, and then I started following it, and now it is going from north to south at the top end of the Gigafactory over towards Gigafactory 1, the original Gigafactory. And there is a few interesting things we get to see by following the squirrel known as the Tesla Semi. I stick with it quite a while, not knowing that I would have technical difficulties later that would prevent me from getting the main video, which was my goal, to bring you, progress video from the entire factory. So this is a little bit of an interesting one. I'll probably fly in a couple days. I am going to try to go to the Reno Veterans Day Parade tomorrow. By the time you see this video, it might not be tomorrow, but as of the recording of this voiceover, Grok told me that veterans painted, tribute to veterans painted Semi possibly would show up at that parade, so I'm going to go. Here we see a Cybertruck coming by. It could be likely Tesla security. I think they've replaced all of their hideous Jeep trucks with Cybertrucks. So SpaceX isn't the only one getting them. Here it is going around the roundabout. This is at 2x speed, and we get a good look at the Pegasus that they put in the middle of this roundabout. Rumor has it that at the top of the hour, it animates, and then it flies all the way up to near as close as it can get to the sun, and then returns. So now this is the main entrance into Gigafactory 1. there's this pile of dirt that be interesting to see what Tesla ends up doing with that. I don't know, could be a parking lot. I think a viewer suggested that they're going to need more parking. And my speculation has been a megapack farm. I can't imagine that this factory shouldn't get a megapack farm, if nothing else, to prevent the factory from shutting down in any sort of power outage. So now we come back to the Giga Semi, and we're going to take a visit to the big dog Tesla Semi that's been parked up here overlooking the construction of the factory that will build 150 or so of its brethren a day. And here's where things start going south. I like to, because there's nobody around, this is just an open area where this vehicle is parked, I like to get a little bit low and get the semi and the factory in the background. But what happened this time, which has never happened before, is my drone lost communication with my controller. So I no longer had control of it. And as you'll see in a minute, DJI, in their infinite wisdom, when that happens, it returns to home. It hasn't quite happened yet. Now I'm still just, here's where I get a little bit too low. And the Gigafactory itself is blocking the signal. So right now I've got no control. And this is the drone returning to home, albeit at a little bit low of an altitude from what I would ever do. And actually the return to home feature has a programmed height of 250 feet. So it should have risen to 250 feet and then returned to home. Instead, we get this low drive-by, and then what happens here is as soon as I get connection again, I increase the altitude. And I figure, okay, let's go back. Let's go back to plan B and finish the circumnavigation of the plant. So now I'm going backwards, but at a more reasonable altitude. All of these chillers were put up by the Manitowoc MLC 300 crane that is now doing work up at Switch, a giant data center that is expanding even more, along with several other data centers in the area. So now we're getting back to our regularly scheduled programming. That is the Griffin gantry crane equipment. And one thing that is interesting is the self-propelled vehicle, remotely piloted self-propelled vehicle or crawler. It looks like it's moved from where it had been before, and it looks like it may have just brought something in to the building. And that's it right there at the bottom left corner. If you want, you can go back and see that bringing in one of the giant stamping presses that were delivered about a month ago, or 6 weeks ago, something like that. But there's some really fun video of that. I get the feeling that most of you viewers have seen it, but if you are new or recent, I would definitely encourage you to go back and look at all of the earlier videos, including when this was nothing more than a warehouse on wheels and then a lot of dirt preparation. So now, the second failure of the day is my controller is low on battery. And this has never happened to me. I always am very careful to make sure I have 3 full battery packs for the drone, but the controller uses so little juice, I've never, ever had a problem. But I do now. Well, thank you. And I'll add the what little picture I got of the veteran